Morning, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Martin, and welcome to week 6. We're going to dive right in, kind of talk about what we have to look forward to this week, because we're really talking about investing in yourself. So we'll go ahead and go over to our content tab and drop down here to week 6, and you can see different activities we have. Now, I do want to point out a couple of things that are a little different on the activities this week. So after you do the reading, which is important, this is really what talks about that understanding the concept of investing in yourself is something that we call human capital, and understanding that a job is not just about the money. There's also the benefits, whether they're mental benefits, that you really enjoy the type of work that you do or the people that you work with, other benefits such as receiving insurance or good retirement. And then, of course, getting a little money is always nice as well. And understanding the balance between the choices that we make now and how that will impact us in the future. You're going to college right now, and that's an investment in yourself. And we need to balance that so that if you are coming to school and if you're going to walk away with $20,000, $30,000 in student loans, but you're only planning on getting a job that might reasonably pay $25,000, $30,000 a year, recognizing that that's a very high cost relative to what you're getting. And so really thinking about what you want to do, what's available to you, and understanding what opportunities you're going to have in the future. And so that's really what this week is focused on. So you're going to learn about a few different things: occupational choice and income, gender and jobs. Traditionally, women get paid less, and we'll talk about some different things that can happen there. It's been in the news actually with several different female movie stars who have been pushing to get the same pay as male co-stars. And then understanding the problem of inflation and recognizing that money now will not buy, well, money will buy more now than it will in 5 or 10 years in the future. That money usually loses value, and our wages don't usually grow to keep up with that. And so recognizing that we have to balance that out somehow. All right, so after you have an opportunity to read through that, let's take a peek at the assignments. So after you do the quiz, the first assignment is this one here. Now, the biggest thing I want to point out is this first step, construct an essay on your college education. This does not say brief essay. This is a real full essay. And so I would expect at least 2 to 3 pages that talks about the different ways that you're going to be working towards college, different ways you've been impacted, and the cost of attending college, examples of rewards and things that you're going to be obtaining, and some estimates. And those estimates should be based on a little bit of research that you do on your part. After you do that, then really what we're trying to have you do is identify a position that's available or create a position. And so take a look at positions that are in your field and create a job announcement that shows what skills are needed for you. And then go ahead and create a resume for yourself that you would send in to apply for that position. Now, one other thing I want to point out is that research has shown that men are much more likely to apply for a job even when they don't have all the qualifications that women are. In fact, most women had to be above a 90% match on the qualifications that were listed before they would even apply. And obviously, that is a disadvantage to them. So I'd encourage you, even if you look at it, you don't feel like you hit every single metric on there. If you have half or 3/4 of them, go for it. There's usually an expectation to have some kind of on-the-job learning. There's some skills that you may not have, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be a 100% match. But I would expect that the resume you create is relevant and shows there's some reason why I, as an employer, based on the job announcement that you provide, would be interested in selecting you as a candidate. So please consider that. One thing that won't show up on your resume, but that I do want to point out, is that credit also affects your ability to obtain a job. And there are several types of jobs that have high levels of clearance that require you to have actually an excellent credit score. You cannot receive that clearance level. In addition to that, many federal jobs, they look at the total debt that you have. And if you have high debt levels, you won't be hired for those either, because it makes you a higher target puts you at risk for corruption, for receiving bribes and things that way because you have these other outstanding debts. So just recognize that how we act financially can impact us in other ways that perhaps you might not initially consider. So it's a big assignment, 50 points. Remember, it's a full-size regular essay, should be 2 to 3 pages, and then you should have the resume there along with the job position announcement. After that, we've got our discussion activity. With the discussion on this one, you've got 2 initial posts here that we have 10 points per question. You can see in the rubric. So why do some workers make more money than others? And then what cost does society pay for discriminating against any group of workers in the labor market? At 10 points apiece, I don't expect a 1 or 2 sentence answer. I think if you want full credit, then I would like to see some effort put into thinking about the different reasons, and there are more than one, and there are more than one possibility. So I encourage you not to short shift yourself there. Please get those in by Tuesday, and when someone responds to your posts, if you fail to respond to their responses, that may impact your grade, especially if they've responded early on. Choosing not to carry on the discussion, or just choosing not to come back and check to see if someone's answered, it shouldn't really be happening, because you should have it set up to where when you make a post and someone responds to it, that you're notified at the top, that you have an alert that tells you that you've subscribed to your own posts, and then you should be responding to those. So please don't ignore the other students who have made an effort to respond and engage you in conversation. That's not fair to them, and it's not what the class is about, because the class is about teaching one another. The last one is a free write activity. So you know how this works. Just tell us about what you're feeling and what you're thinking. With this week, I really want you to understand that we have inherent skills, and some are of more value than others. But beyond the skills that we start with, we have the opportunity to gain more. The Lord tells us to seek after every good gift, and that includes things that will help us and help our families. If you have taken the effort to become certified in areas that only a few people in your field are, it gives you that edge over other candidates when you apply for different positions, or when it comes to maintaining your job, when they look at who they're going to let go. So I would encourage you to think about what the best gifts are for you in the field that you're looking for. Just write it out. Say these are the ideal skills that someone in this field would have, and then try to make a solid game plan for how you would achieve as many of those as possible, as is reasonable. Thank you for all your hard work last week. I want to remind you that we're going to keep tracking the expenses as you spend them and make sure they're staying within your budget. At the end of the semester, you're going to be writing an essay about that, about what you found as you try to stay within your budget. So now that you've created one, we're going to keep track of our spending and see if we can stay within those limits. If we find that we're consistently going over, then maybe we need to change them. So please, as always, contact me if you have any questions, and let me know if there's anything that I can do to help. I really do think about you often, and the things that I can do to try and make it easier for you to succeed, and recognizing as well that I have to let you be agents unto yourselves to choose to put time and effort into assignments to succeed. And I know that those of you that do hopefully feel like you're getting the feedback and seeing the benefit of that with the grades that come through. Again, I appreciate everything you do, and I will see you this week.